The top story tonight, the president's NSA overhaul. Today, Mr. Obama proposed the following: that the NSA stop storing phone data from hundreds of millions of Americans. Instead, he wants to figure out another way to store the data outside government, maybe in pyramids. He also wants intelligence agencies to get a court's permission before accessing records. He says he wants to end the spying on friendly international leaders and is calling for some privacy protections for foreign citizens.
The reforms I'm proposing today should give the American people greater confidence that their rights are being protected. One thing I'm certain of: this debate will make us stronger.
It always does. Joining us now from Washington, Clifford May, president of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and from L.A., Fox Business anchor, the lovely Kennedy, host of the great new show, The Independents. Kennedy, I'm going to go to you first. So we can no longer spy on international figures. I thought that's what spies do. What's James Bond going to do? Sell health insurance now?
No, but should we apply everything we need to do to foreign governments and foreign agents to innocent U.S. citizens? That's the question, and it's been a false argument or a false notion of balance put forward that you have to decide is it national security or civil liberties. Now, we always need to protect civil liberties, especially of American citizens, and the NSA repeatedly crosses that line.
They say they found no violations, though, so I believe, Kennedy, you may have just stated an opinion, not a fact, which angers me deeply because I love you.
Who's they? Okay, who's they say they found no violations?
They just did a big study on it.
Let me jump in here.
That's not vague.
Cliff, what do you make of the changes?
Yeah, well, they could have been worse, I guess I would say, but I don't think any of them are very helpful. Look, everything that's been done by the NSA has been overseen by Congress and by the judiciary, by the special FISA courts, and the executive branch obviously is also known. And no, there have been no violations of anybody's constitutional rights, proven or even alleged in a serious manner. You mentioned 9/11, which we did not stop. And after that, people said, well, we need to connect the dots. Greg, you don't connect the dots unless you first collect the dots. And metadata, that's what it is. It's dots. It's electronic dots. It's electrons. We're not listening. And NSA is not listening to people's conversations, not reading their emails. It's looking for patterns in terms of these communications. Only if those patterns are established do they go to the FISA court, which is already established, and then say, okay, we got to look into this much more deeply. So there are, and by the way, the U.S. Constitution is a contract between U.S. citizens and its government. It should not and does not apply to foreigners on foreign soil. Let's get over that idea.
Kennedy, that makes
there are a number of problems with that. By the way, I mean, when you talk about dots, how many dots should we be keeping track of? What kind of dots should we be collecting? And when people talk about dots as though they are innocuous packets, they don't have a broad or even a narrow understanding of what metadata is. And yes, you can be tracked. You absolutely can be tracked. Every device, every phone call is sending out information that is being consumed and stored by the government and has been for the last 5 years. And by the way, this is a president who his entire election process, when it came to national security, was limiting executive power and having transparency. This is hardly what I would call a transparent administration.
All right. Intelligence cannot be transparent by definition. It's got to be secret.
Secret agents are supposed to be secret. What do you make them not so secret agents? Then you
So we should have more secret agents? We should have more secret agents covering, blanketing the United States?
No, nobody's saying,
you know what?
No one's
I want to be a game show host. We should all be Chuck Barris. That'd be amazing.
I think that would be great if you were a game show host, Kennedy, but we're not asking for more secret agents. We're asking to let the NSA do its job and try as best as it can to protect us using the tools it has. And again, there have been no abuses so far. There could be, but there haven't been.
I'm glad you protect them, and I'm glad you claim there have been no abuses. Why are a vast majority of Americans saying that government is the problem? Why
government is the problem on many levels, but not on this problem.
Why are millennials leaving the Obama administration in droves? It's not necessarily because of healthcare and the economy. It's because of the Snowden.
I hear music.
I'm afraid people think that the NSA is doing things that it's not doing.
You know what? That was a great debate. I almost said nothing throughout because you guys are awesome. Kennedy, Cliff.
You're sexy, Greg.
Well, you're awesome. You're a very smart debate. I don't know who to believe now.